People make promises all the time. They go right and break them. Look for life. I could be that guy. Hi, Galumba. Galumba, do you ever make a typo like that and just run with it? Like you notice it before you press enter and you still write it? Hello, XW. I mean, it's an existential question. You can't answer it? Okay. Good morning, Rebecca. Okay, so I got rated earlier. I think that's... No. Shoot. Ah. Bye, Frisco. Thank you, Frisco, again. I said I wasn't going to do more of these today, but I have a little bit of energy. After winning series. Like, completely luck boxing. Stumbling to the finish line. People make... Well, is John Whitcomb in here? He was here yesterday, but it's kind of late. No. Okay. So welcome to day 2 of Swillens. Is it too much to ask? Wow, there's still a lot of people here from the stream that I just ended without realizing that I was just gonna start streaming again. Man, I just suck at Scrabble. Like, how did I miss Xenes? See what Quackle thinks. I mean, that should be a better play for sure. I have all of his racks. He gave them to me yesterday. That looks good. Is it? So I got like insanely soaked on my way home earlier. It was the most crazy um it was the craziest like rain, like just out of the blue torrential rain thing that I've witnessed in a while. What Towin? Oh, what happened? I just moved from my laptop to this. Like, it wouldn't have been smooth regardless. I could have done it faster though. But I didn't even. Oh. Why didn't I put his rack? Hmm. No, I think. I think his play is good. Look at your Aerolith scores? Why? Oh, because you're typing with one hand. Good one. Okay, so I blew the game here. I was doing fine in this spot. And before he played Dawn, I was like, ah, oh, too bad Aorta doesn't quite fit here, making SA. So on the one hand, like I actually noticed a phony too. Thank you, React. Are you even here? Or did it just auto-renew? Usually you say something, don't you? I really appreciate the resub though. 32 months, it's almost 3 years. Fuck's sake. You guys are awesome. I owe everything to you guys. Sub for blowing game, but I won. I got the W. So I was like, okay, Aorta doesn't fit. I guess I have to play or even soar. And yet Aorta fits right here for 30 fucking 2. Like, how did I miss that? I am missing plays I am not supposed to miss. Ooh, I got a hype train.
Gotcha beat at React.
Thank you very much, Juro. I hope you enjoyed that NWL content. It's like 1 month left of that bullshit that you guys will enjoy. And then we're all switching. We're all switching. After nationals, it's over. I'm just letting you know. So I play this and I realize what I missed, and I'm just like, okay, don't tilt, 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 don't tilt. John plays Clum, one of our favorite words. And now I have this bullshit. And I missed another play here, but yeah, this is kind of bad. Yeah, I should probably play like this. How do I just keep missing plays? How do I miss both Torsai and Rosti? Rosti being better. It's not I wish. I'm very confident that like once Nationals is over, a new era will begin. I have to believe that. So I played OI. Terrible. But maybe the best play. But I shouldn't have been in that position. I would have gotten into that position. So he plays Baronet, ties the game. And I drew JD. Yeah, Clom. The past tense of climb. You don't speak English? That's what we say all the time. Board blindness, yeah. We say that every time I clomb the mountain. You've never heard someone say that? Yeah, I think you like your idea, WTF. And people that are not serious about Scrabble like your idea. Oh, I could play Jars. I thought about Jar, like that's stupid. Raj as well, but Jars doesn't take an A. I played Taj. Is it too much to ask? And nice find of Duodenal by John to take the lead. But it's okay, I drew into drivers. Oh wow. But now I wasn't really ahead. And I knew why. It's not good to know why you're not winning. Oh. Well, it's a good thing he missed that. That's a really hard find. So he played urethral. And suddenly I'm just in shit shape with this. But no, a clom is a completely absurd word, Gloomba. I was just kidding. So, there are lots of vowels left here. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I think like the play I made is like a million times better than any other play in the position. But there's, yeah, you can play Wig. I don't know why I'd play Swig. You can play Keys. You can play Squag. You could play Coom and say you've played Coom. But Wig is like a billion times better than anything else. Does anybody know why? It took me like 2 minutes to recognize why. Oh no, we missed the hype train. What a shame we never missed the hype train. How could you guys let us miss the hype train? So, if I draw EI, I have cakes, yes. Good. But if I draw ES, it's just an E. All I need is an E. If I get an E, I get like 90 points right here. So I just need an E, and there are 5 E's left. So can someone who's good at math calculate how likely I am to draw an E here? Probably like 40%. 41%. Someone good at math. 41%. Now, there's something to be said about trying to draw like Quinn or Quit or Quip. But that spot's going away a decent amount. And there's no real way to like do that. That isn't like bad. So Wig was the play. And of course, because I'm the luckiest person in the word, yeah. Luckiest person in the word. Not only does he give me the E that I needed to draw in his play, oh yeah, that looks like a good play. But he wanted to block because he was ahead. Not only does he give me an E, I drew EE. So it doesn't matter. Like, he just loses. So I could play sack or cask. It doesn't matter. Here he played OI. I mean, this is a very, so this position is very calculation heavy, or not calculation, anagramming, play finding, anagramming. You need to figure out what play gives you the biggest chance of some random bingo. So this gives nepotism with EO. But he could also just play off an I and go for nepotism straight away. So I feel like a play like id. Well, the funny thing about this is he doesn't have a hook. What the fuck? He doesn't have a hook. So that's kind of annoying. Wow. How does he not have a hook? And I want to open a new spot because that spot could just get blocked. Yeah, those are all words and columns. So it's a really weird position where you have to just look at some weird bingo possibilities. Or maybe he has some idea that he might be able to outscore me after this. It doesn't really seem likely. But it was a tough position. And I blew the, like, not blew it, but I should just play root. I don't think there are any threats to the M or anywhere else. But it's weird, like, there's some just random lanes. We call these marginal lanes. Like, they're lane, they might not actually host any bingos. But there's still things that are, like, possible. I guess you'd have to. Bingos are possible, but not likely. So yeah, here I should just play root. Hey, bouncing. I ended up winning, like, very, very stumble. I just, yeah, I stumbled upon the win, basically. I blew the final game. I should have lost. Okay, this is the best play. I missed it. I played Outra. Alive indeed, worrying. They had no idea what was happening, and then they won. No, I just choked. Like I had an amazing position and just like bungled it insanely stupidly. So like the dictionary was just updated, the North American dictionary, and I don't know the new words at all. Like I looked at the list once. It's not enough to even come close to like retaining them, let alone seeing them over the board. And I played Vaxer, which is not a word. but I thought they added it. I thought that's one of the words they added. And like they only added anti-vaxxer. Or with two X's. Did any words get chopped? Nah, no. Yeah, it's a good thing. Like, having to forget words is absolutely horrible compared to having to learn words. Hmm. Would they just not add those things? That's so weird. Okay. Well, okay, I won this game by 20, and I know where I went wrong. Like, it was. I guess I'm curious about whether fake is better than faked or not. But I blew the game in this position here. And now we're talking about the tournament again. We're not the guy that I played, Jackson, he's gonna review our games outside of a stream. Like, but these are still games from last weekend. So yeah, I totally just made stupid plays. Luka Doncic. Oh yeah, he's Slovene, isn't he? Um, let's take a quick look here. Oh yeah, is Xenes better than Nixie? Wow, unbelievable. So this is called lucking into the best play. It's not seeing the other candidate moves, but still making what appears to be the best play. All right, so faked and fake. So my thinking was after faked, I'm bingoing a decent amount, like a lot less. As much to make it worth playing fake instead. But I am giving him back points. Like I'm allowing him to play with faker or faked or something himself. So it's you get some and you lose some. And so is it worth 4 extra points to bingo a lot less? 6% less. But give your opponent back more and score less. And it's kind of hard to decide between these plays. They're very different plays, which is very interesting. Like, fake is like, okay, I want to bingo as soon as possible. I want to play all my tiles. Faked is like, oh, I'm just happy to keep things maybe a little bit tighter and tactical. Make it a little bit more difficult on ya. Okay, so dead heat, which means style. It's stylistic. So I think let's compare Rosti and OI. I bet you Rosti is better play. Or maybe AIRST is too strong. And the defense is good. I don't know. I feel like Rosti is better. Frosty the Snowman. Just the N and the W. It's not a huge deal, but it is something. Like every extra letter that people can play an 8-letter word through is something. Sometimes it's like a big deal, like an E in the middle of space, or an S in a corner or something. Yeah, it's not a lot of words. Most of the words that would play through the N would have the N in third position. But you're right, like to question what I mean by blocking, because it doesn't really block that much. It's just blocks a little bit. And there's some concept of what as well of like blocking. It's good to when you have a lead, it's good to block spots that don't give you counterplay if used. So there's some spots like I always tell people the triple word scores are not only the best bonus squares because of math, they're also the best bonus squares because when you use them up, you're not really giving your opponent anything in return. And if you are, it's not nearly as much as like a triple word score. So it's doubly bad to leave triple word scores open because of this. It's not just the multiplier, it's also the fact that counterplay doesn't really exist. So the way that these bonus squares are like organized on the board is pretty cool. Like just happens to have a very like strong relationship with how the game is played. So if you use triple letter square, you're often giving back the double word. Then you get another double, then you get another double word. So oftentimes the bonus squares interact with each other. You use one up and you're giving one back. Whether it's better or worse, not a big deal. Once you get to the corners, like you're not really helping your opponent in using those multipliers. So that's why it's like doubly important to not let triple word scores get used. And that's the case for limiting counterplay when your opponent wants to like come back, when your opponent's behind. If you limit where they can play all of their tiles, then and you leave only spots that give you things in return, you're way likelier to maintain your lead that way. You're basically planning ahead. Or like just forcing your opponent to sort of a corner. So like leaving this spot faked, faker, fakes, or whatever. It's not a huge deal because not only is it not like scoring that much because it's not a big bonus square that's being hit, it also gives you back a triple. And like similarly, I mean, we're looking at, okay, so it likes jam. Huh. We were looking at OI, like before Baronet, like wherever he goes, basically after OI, it's not very like palatable. It's not going to score much and it's going to give stuff back most of the time. So that's the sort of board dynamics that you're working with Scrabble. So I didn't want to play jam because it left me with 4 consonants. But like if I could just play dirts, and that's 36 points if I don't draw any vowels. So that was what I've missed in the position. Yeah, Wig is like going to be like a million times better than everything else. Unless it isn't. Wow. Okay, I hope that changes. Like, Jaw was the other play I was considering. How in the world is Jaw outperforming Wig? That's absolutely mind-boggling. I need to let the sim run. Wayless 9s through IN, then 8s through N. Yeah. Yeah, obviously there could be a 9 played. Dude, I am so confused. So, okay, one thing I could say about this sort of position is, okay, maybe I underestimated how often I get an E. Like, maybe I underestimated that. Maybe I underestimated how often he plays a 6-letter word on O1 with all of these unseen vowels. Or like some random 5-letter word on the M column, or something like that. Maybe I overestimated how often he's covering this triple, despite his lead, or given his lead. But I feel like he'd want to do it more often than what the simulation is assuming. And there's also the question of recursion. And recursion is one of the things that we still don't grasp super well in Scrabble, because the engines, the Monte Carlo simulations, are not able to take recursion into account. Recursion being, you have this weird way of like, going for something that is not like a natural, that doesn't involve making natural plays, or plays that the engine is going to assume you make based on their face value. And there are some positions where recursive value is extremely important. So I would say that in this position, it's quite important that even if I don't draw an E immediately for Cask, I can go for the play once again next turn and play off whatever 2 other tiles I drew. So that's quite important. I don't know how important it is. So we're seeing like that the play of Jaw is performing around 4.5 points better. Oftentimes, recursion can more than overcome like 4 points. So I don't know. Now I don't know what the best play is. I was sure the best play was Wig, but alas. Um, okay. So let's see. This should be a pre-end game that the computer understands. it should give me a good idea of how good the plays are. I think I win 100% with whatever. As long as I'm not opening anything that John can use to bingo. Yeah, unless I'm missing some crazy bingo that plays. I don't think so. I think root is just the best play because it blocks pains, and like that's his highest scoring stuff. Pet is 31, I guess. Okay. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, maybe I don't understand. For some reason, I feel like I saw Doni at some point, but okay. Probably do like one more. Hey, I love my raid sound. What's up, guys? Oh, I did it again! I streamed at the same time as Austin again. Oh my fucking god. And I said yesterday, like, oh, I'm not gonna stream today probably, but Austin's streaming.
Okay.
Uh-huh, exactly.
I've got Basuti. I think that fits, right?
Busuuti.
Pre-name.
Busuuti.
Busut. Busu. It's like a strange word.
It's like a strange word. Nice. Yes, hello. Sorry again for streaming at the same time as you. And thank you for rating. I think I'm only gonna do like one more game here. We're still looking at Swillen's games. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't follow me, it's a mistake. And yeah, this is a game against Carl Johnson, the most feared opponent, my most feared opponent in the Swillen's tournament. I think Carl's like 2 or 3 games behind. I think 2 games behind, or 3. Oh, thank you, WTF Jew, for following. Missed challenge, no. So I have a terrible record against Carl, and I should actually show this again. I think it's been a while since I've told this story. But the first 2 times I played Carl Johnson, well, the first 6 times I played Carl Johnson, I lost. Okay. I only beat him by 5 points at the national championship last year. And that was because he just totally blew the end game. Like, very, very surprisingly. Yeah, he stopped thinking here. He had like 8 minutes or something, and then could not find an out in 2 sequence. All I needed to do was go out in 2 and score reasonably. And he just couldn't find anything and ran out of time. And yeah. But let's look at the first 2 times we played. What's up, Mr. Monopoly? Exactly. No one beats Josh 7 times in a row, except I'm sure someone has. Well, I'm not sure. But probably. Let's see. Okay, no. 4. Yeah, maybe I haven't ever lost 7 in a row to somebody. Um, okay. So, sorry. Let's go back to this. So, first time I played Carl Johnson was Las Vegas 2014. I don't even remember this game. What happened? Okay, I'm ahead. And then okay. Now I remember this game. Carl was like, I remember Carl's face when I played this. He was just very disappointed. It's like, challenge. And it's because I had recently learned exosmic was a word. And I was like, well, if exosmic is a word, then exosmia should be a word. And then he bingoed, and I didn't come back. Wait, I didn't bingo here? Oh my god. That was I like that that's so stupid. Okay, wow. I used to be bad at Scrabble. Oh yeah, then I was actually in great shape, but then I drew 7 consonants. And I had this cool play of bedrid. Bedrid. I challenged PEAN. What the fuck? What is wrong with me? Okay, so that was the first time I played Carl. I actually didn't think that was the first time I played Carl. I thought this was the first time I played Carl. And this game was Vancouver 2017, a very notable event where I won the early bird and was super happy. It was like one of my first like Division 1 wins. Maybe my first Division 1 win. And I start this game and I draw this rack and I play Xanthin. For 98. And if you open with Xanthin for 98, that's around the percentage you should be winning the game. All things being equal. And then I drew 5 A's, which is fine. Oh, by this point, I had written everything is A-OK on my score sheet. Oh, God. I kept A. So, okay, I'm doing pretty well here regardless, but then he played Hosepipe. Now the game's tied, and I drew SS. I drew SS to my 4 A's. And then I drew 3 more A's. Oh, 2 more A's. Dude, what is my commentary from 2017? I didn't shake the bag clearly. And anyways, the point of this game is that I opened with Xanthan and lost. And he didn't even find his best play here. Carl's best play here is absolutely insane. Yes, it was Mr. Monopoly. You're correct. And Carl actually saw this play. Carl actually saw this play and didn't know if it was valid. And this is like, I think they added a bunch of long words in 2016. Or am I crazy? But yeah. Like, why is this thing not working? Zeaxanthins. I need to stop. I need to like recalibrate this thing. Which would have been like one of the greatest plays of all time. Like it would have been probably like top 5 greatest plays of all time. For 93. But he didn't. Yeah. Didn't see it. And he won. It was a good game though. And it was the first game of the tournament. And you know what's even crazier about this tournament? Look at what happened. Look, so it says Carl Johnson won the tournament with a 10-4 record plus 615 spread. But then it says Doug Brockmeyer got second place with a 10-4 record and plus 615 spread. And the reason, I guess, it says Carl won is because he had a slightly higher performance rating. And I mean, they did share. They shared first place, and Eric got third. Sorry, they shared the first and second prize. And this is not the only time that a tournament has actually ended in a tie like this. It also happened at the 2023 Champions Cup between Conrad Bass-Bouchard and Ben Schonbrun. So this tournament was really crazy. I've told so many stories about this tournament. I have so many stories about this tournament. So that was the first time I played first time I remember playing Carl Johnson in like the modern era. And then I played him again 2 months later in Niagara Falls. And this is my opening rack. I'm like, okay, I have a chance now to like actually win the game after an 100-point opening bingo. And yeah, before the game we were talking about how I opened a Xanthan and how I was like, yeah, it's not gonna be this bad. And then I like scored only 2 points less on my opening play. And then Carl took like 4 minutes and then played Tiffany for 73. And it was really weird. Like, I don't know why it took him so long. And he slow rolled me successfully because I challenged. And this is the first this is the first instance of Novelle. So he blocked Nouvelle, and I had non-level. So I knew that I had Novelle on my rack here. And he blocked Nouvelle. And I should have known from that point on that Novelle didn't take an S. But I didn't. So yeah, then he just won. Wait, I win with an A draw? That's crazy. But not with the blank. Has anyone ever seen that? Okay, anyways. So that was the first 3 games I played against Carl. First game I phonied. First game I phonied and lost. Second game I opened with 98 points and lost. Third game I opened with 96 points and lost. All the while I'm improving at Scrabble. But that is why I fear Carl so much, because he has had this ability to just beat me. But here we were. So he exchanged 6. And I made a play that I can't imagine is correct. Yeah, you found it, Jellymuggles. How did you not know that happened? What are his tile drawing beliefs? Oh, like the rant I went on the other day? So here I actually played rando, which is a new word. Always play rando. Always play new words when you can. He played format. And I did not know what to do here. I could play Nazi, I could play Zen, I could play Nazi, I could play Zarf, play ads. I could keep the Z. So like Ruin set up the B hook. I did not know what to do. So I played Zen because it seemed a little bit defensive compared to the others. He played Rapini, which I remembered when he played that this also takes an S now in NWL Lexicon. It didn't before, but now aspirin has an anagram, Rapinis. And this game, I just want to show you, Five Crab and others, doubters, that I actually learned the new words. Not really, because I just played Vaxer against Jackson. So here I played Dupe for 23. Didn't want to open a triple, but I didn't actually see Rooped. Erpt takes B. Yeah, it's a weird position. I could also play ads. Could also like keep slightly better letters and score less. I decided to play Dupe, and then Carl said hold. And he held my play for like a minute plus. I mean, when someone like Carl, who's just so knowledgeable of what is a word and what isn't a word, holds a play, that I had no doubts about. I was like, okay, maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I made a word up. But he was remembering, yeah, exactly. He was remembering the word for mine. Mengi thought of an 8-letter bingo. Cool. Or I guess he wasn't. So he said that for mine was a Collins word. He said that like there is a word that had form in it that was Collins word, and he said for mine. Is it some? Is there a word like that, Jellimukas? That's like Collins only that starts with form. So I don't know. Maybe it's just like crazy. Oh, formiate. Oh, okay. So that is pretty relevant. Okay, thank you for that. But yeah, I often hold things because there's something weird about something related to the word. Oops. And here I just made such a terrible seeming play. Yeah. No anagram of fermion. I had no idea what to do here. Like zero clue. All of my plays are terrible. In Collins, I mean, this isn't that bad to play meow. But like, I didn't want to play something like Wira. Ah, Wurari. Yeah, that would have been the play. Wurari for 11. I likes it. Did not see that. I played Row for 18. Which can't be that much worse than Wurari, but it's like markedly worse. It's just such a sad play. At least it like sort of eliminates big formates re-overlaps. Unless he gets like isometric or whatever. Some ISO word, which would be fun. But AIIR is just such a terrible leave. Yeah, I didn't want to do anything like this. I think Wurari. Wow, this has Wurari beat on equity. That's just stupid. Carl quickly played Beerier. So maybe he's keeping an I or an E. And I drew this. I drew DE blank. Yeah, Azine is not a huge deal anymore, but it is a thing now. Yeah, complete luck box draw. I didn't want to tell him. I didn't want him to feel bad. But yeah, that was just out of nowhere. But he got Aquas coming back, staying in the game. But I drew decently for this board and played Wick. John Wick. Mr. Wick. And then he took a while and played Tav, which looked a little sus. But it's just sus that I was drawing so well. So I decided to play Pix. Which, I don't know, it might... The Y might be worth keeping with my lead, but probably not. The G is terrible. But yeah, he had, I think, probably 3 constants in the blank. So Tav probably makes sense. He played Stotons, taking a 6-point lead. Oh, Wiki. Interesting. And And things started to get interesting here. So the first play I wanted to make was huge for 27. I want to get rid of my G. There are 2 more Gs. And the only play I saw to the R was Elmir. Like something like Helmer is not a word. Or like Gleimer. So I knew that it was important to block this R. It's a big scoring spot. Like a high scoring letter can go here. You can score pretty well. But I didn't think it was worth playing Elmir, keeping HG. But it might be. I didn't think I could really afford to play such defense. Don't want to do this, really. This takes R and T. So I ended up playing A. Or Eh. Y'all know. Y'all know how it is. Keeping the G. And the reason was that if I draw AE, I get mileage, and AE isn't a very unlikely draw. If I draw AL, I get Megillah. It just looked like I bingoed more. Like significantly more. And there are lots of vowels left. So that was my logic. That I'd like to ask the engine what it thinks. That I kept a G. Unbelievable. And yeah, then he played to the R, which like I was like, yeah, I should have blocked, but maybe I shouldn't have. Oops. So I drew HI, so I drew the other H. And here I decided to get rid of my G and play Gi. Yeah, I didn't have Gilly. That would have been nice. But it could be better to play him for 2 more. So I'll check that out. And we're just playing a tempo game here, but if someone bingos, they're just going to probably win. But Carl seemed to be struggling with this rack. He plays Lout for 14. I was very happy that his play didn't even put him ahead. And I had a decision here. So I'm probably in an okay position. I'm probably like slightly favored. But if he does bingo with OSE, I'm just going to lose. And I didn't see a way of dealing with that. Like I could try something like 5 or something, but I can't really afford to play defense. And this, like a play like this isn't even defensive. Like there's this, there's this. There just didn't seem to be a great way. Like if I had a 6-letter word, like this would be an amazing play. I'd love to play this. So instead I was looking at playing Vum or Fume. Yeah, none of these other plays really seem to do it. Hey, what's up, PV's Led? But yeah, I thought about Flout as well, but it's just like, yeah, nothing's good. So I have to just play here. And so I didn't know like if I should play keeping AILV for a few extra points and hope to draw another E. Because yeah, my plan is I probably want to be able to deal with this next turn. And I thought like, okay, I probably am somewhat likely to draw an E, but not like guaranteed. And so I started looking at Vum and seeing like what tile I could draw out of the bag after Vum that would give me 6-letter words. So there's Finale, there's Faille. And that was about it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to rely on 2-tile draws. And a lot of the 2-tile draws get me there. Like just 2 separate tiles. But it wasn't looking super good. And the thing that this does, which isn't really great, is it sets up an S spot for 38 points with Miso, which is not really what I want, but can't have everything in these positions. So I played Vum, and I'm not sure about it. But I'm relatively confident that it's better than Fume. I think the engine will know better. And yeah, I wasn't saying like in comparison. I was saying in both cases of like scoring points, I'm giving back the Miso hook. Sorry if I misspoke. Or if you both misunderstood, which is maybe the same thing. Carl played Peg pretty quickly, and I was like, okay, and I drew the L and an R, and basically, oh, that's a great fucking play. Basically here I'm like pretty confident I'm gonna win now. Like he could maybe have an O's bingo, but he probably doesn't have the J. I'm probably gonna draw the J. The J is pretty good here. So I played this and I felt pretty good because now there's 2 in the bag. And he spent the rest of his time trying to figure out how to win. And he ended up playing Tenge, putting the score within 7 points, and maybe if he draws like some nice stuff, he can actually eke out the end game. That was his thinking. But I drew the J and the S. So I knew it was over. And it's probably, I probably need to just block Talon and Tolan. But I just went with the sure win of just playing J's and saving Joe just in case and whatever. Going out next turn. Oh yeah, and tonal. And I won 403 to 380. So that was actually like an interesting game. I think we both played pretty well. But let's see what the engine thinks of my decisions. And then I'll probably end stream, getting pretty tired. Alive in the age of worry. Who would play Nor for 6? Not me. Smile in the age of... So the funny thing is, like, he exchanged 6, so he probably has an E when he exchanges, or like a bingo consonant. So every tile I string out there is actually slightly better than usual for him. Usually, unless it's a duplicate. So it could be better to just exchange and like race. Exchange to an exchange, yeah. But yeah, a lot of these plays are close. Worry, why should I care? No, you're fine. Not within. Yours is with your time. Alright. This seems fine. Everything's as close as it can get. Not sure what to do in this spot. Play for 4 points or something. I thought about Neuroid. I didn't like think about it super seriously, but it's a good play. Yeah, Neuroid doesn't take an S. Okay, dupe is fine. Here, yeah, Urari looks better. You sad, WTF? Sorry. Yeah, I spent a long time here, and I just couldn't come up with it. I thought about this shit too, but yeah. Okay. Mr. Wick. I can't imagine Wiki is better, even though it sets up my B. Yeah, because it sets up a ton of stuff for him too. How much does the Y help me? Not at all. Okay. And this is the one I'm curious about. Would Nigel do this? Maybe. I feel like this is sort of play Nigel makes. And people are like, oh, very interesting. I guess that makes sense. Maybe I'm just being too kind to myself. Yeah, it was just based on what was actually out there. But apparently I keep the G again. Damn. Apparently the G is actually a good tile in this game. Apparently should be keeping the G. Apparently I don't watch the news. Wow, we bingo twice as much after him. Let me show you guys. Where are you, details box? There you go. We bingo 13% after him and 7% after GHI. That's because we're leaving this D open and the G just works better with the rest of the tiles. And I mean, it's sort of the same concept I was saying. If whoever bingos first is probably going to win, then I should probably be taking my better bingoing chances. You're using your other hand, or is that okay? Alright, is it Vum or is it Fume? Decide. Décide-toi, as we say in French. Okay. Are you feeling okay? WTF just had surgery or something. Alright. Pretty sure this is better than Byler. Yeah. And what's the best endgame? It's not Jiao's. Or Jiao. That doesn't block the outs. All right. I'm super tired. Oh, don't forget the style points. Yeah, true. But I only have 1, 2, 3 games left for tomorrow. I already looked at the 2 Joey games. But I will show those. Close your eyes and close yourself. Build your heart an army to defend yourself. Okay. I have some fun games to end the analysis tomorrow. But I am falling asleep. You do everything wrong. Don't be scared to walk alone. Don't be scared to like it. Alright, should we raid John Lee? Or Quixotic? Or someone else? It's okay, IP Disciple. Not you, the other John Lee. I'm sure you knew that, and you're just... Oh, it does keep getting... Sorry. Yeah. What do you... Someone... The first person tell me between John Lee, Quixotic, and someone else gets the raid. Somebody. Help. So I need to work on some YouTube shit, which I should do tomorrow. Then also stream. You want StudyCade? Alright, I need one person to seriously decide for me. Please. Yeah, IP Disciple. It's okay. You can watch the VOD. Sorry. That was mean. Yeah, it's my fault. I didn't even think that I was gonna stream again. But I decided to. You're watching Jonathan Ong? Yeah, but I rated him recently. I rated him pretty recently. I guess I rated John Lee recently too. Thing about Jonathan Ong is like every time I rate him, it's like, how was your stream? What did you do? Maybe like if I rate him enough, he'll realize that like the answer to that question is like always like the same thing. And maybe I'll be more willing to rate him. Like I just want people to know what I'm about when I rate them. Okay, 5 crab. You do that. You do random and tell me what you get. Tell me what you got. Like, yeah, the other day I like rated someone who had like 6,000 viewers, and yet they knew who I was. You know, my ego was satiated. Okay, I'm just gonna go with who I want to raid. No, it was not Eric Rose. Yours is with your time here. Oh. Sarah just went live. That's okay. Just act like we didn't notice. And I did raid Sarah yesterday. Alright, raiding chess. Chess streamer. Good night, Rebecca. Good night, everyone on YouTube. And Joe, say hi to Joe. Just chess friend, chill dude. Family friendly too, and educational. Wow. And he listens to very generic classic rock music. So I'm sure a lot of you like that. Wait, he's playing Bug House? Oh no, he's playing Bug House. I don't want Bug House. Sad. Yeah, I have PSI, but I know. But I rated Sarah yesterday. Okay, I'm rating John Lee. Okay, now you guys have opinions? Like 5 minutes later? Jesus Christ. Okay. Congratulations. Oh wow, no one's watching on YouTube. Cool. Oh, maybe two. Yeah, I'll probably go to sleep to Ong. Maybe not. I wanted to the whole time. I mean, I can't argue with that. I can tell you that it's not true. Good night, everybody. I'll see you all. Oh yeah, I should. Since I'm rating Sarah, I should do her command. Looking to improve your game? I'm doing Scrabble lessons. Yay! Please help me not have to get a non-Scrabble job. If you can. It's Canadian, don't worry. It's like $90. Yeah, it's a lot of money. I haven't changed it though, so I don't know. I don't know if I will. Real skill, I'll give you a friend